So I went back there and I'm fucking driving this car and shit like that. I don't even know. Oh, and my cousin said to me, these people, Douglas Toyota, Rocky Mountain Nissan, John Elway, and let me tell you something, I picked them all apart. Every month, every fucking 10 weeks, I'd be at a new dealership. And this was my deal. $500 draw, a new car to drive, and the commercials. I have to shoot commercials for Latin. I love to find those fucking commercials that I did. They are god awful. But the first one I did them for was Douglas Toyota. So he would shoot these stupid commercials. Hello, me llamo José Antonio Diaz. Estoy aquí en Douglas Toyota, donde se venden Toyota de todos los precios. The whole fucking deal. And then people come in and ask for you. Holy shit, guys, was I fucking making money. But I would take these comedy gigs, and then I would have to go to the people and go, hey, I got to do this gig, I got to leave. You can't leave. If you leave, you're fired. Done. Right there. When they say you're fired, I go, okay. And I get on the phone right there at that dealership, and I call the other dealership and go, hi, do you need a Latin department? Yes, we do. Who am I speaking with? Joey Diaz. I'll be there tomorrow morning. I would go over there for fucking a month, and I would ask them for 2 drawers and shit. They'd give me a car. Guys, I did this every other month. Some guy gave me $1,000. Some guy gave me $1,500 to start. I get an advance at the videos. This is fucking being an open micer, guy. This is what you need to do when you pay your bills and shit. And they kept putting it. But the night that I still die about was I went to work for a dear friend of mine. A friend of mine called me in Elwayville. He lived out in maybe Lakewood. That was the name of it, Lakewood Jeep Eagle. It was one of those, Bob, the guy owned like 20 fucking dealerships in Colorado. And my friend Jim Handy, the same guy who talked me into comedy. I got to give him a fucking call. Reached out to him and he goes, hey, I'm over here running this thing. Come out here. And I go, Jim, that's all the way out in Lakewood. I need a fucking car. He goes, just come pick whatever fucking car you want. So I went out there the first day. I took one of those Jeeps and shit, those nice 4-door Jeeps, nice fucking pieces of shit. The door would fall off. I remember one day I was selling one of those things in New York, and the passenger was in the driver's side, and I went to get out. And guys, I was 185 pounds at the time. It was 1993, I was probably 215, and I'll never forget that I grabbed on the thing to get out of the car, and the whole ceiling fucking came down the car. I was like, holy shit, I'm not selling this car. But this is the best ever. So I go to work for my friend Jimmy, and I'm working for this guy named Bill Bauer. Bill Bauer was a solid fucking booker. He owned a motorcycle shop in Fort Collins, maybe, or one of those Greeley. And he booked his part-time gig. He wasn't a comic. His part-time gig was booking these shows in Wyoming and fucking hell places where you never even dream of going, but he would find a barn and pack it up. And when I tell you, they were barns, guys. It was like you could smell the chickens and shit. But he paid. He paid, and it was stage time. Who the fuck am I to? But one of my best nights ever, I went up there to the gig, and they're talking snow and shit like that. And it was one of those, Mitsubishi had the Eclipse, so Jeep Eagle had the matching car, only with an American name. So whatever Mitsubishi was selling with the Eclipse, these guys had whatever. And I took a brand new one off the fucking floor, and I took it up there. I think I was meeting some girl, and I wanted to impress her, some bullshit. And not 2 minutes when I get to this fucking gig in Wyoming, I see a fucking snowflake like this big. Like one of those big motherfuckers just lands. Like I could see it all the way down. I'm like, that's a big-ass snowflake. And once it touched my glass, like 1,000 of those motherfuckers were everywhere. And I went in. I think I was emceeing. So I had to do my 15, bring up the Rick Kearns, and then bring up, I forget who the headliner was. And that night, they were like, guys, it's coming down. If you guys want to spend the night here. It was one of those 2-foot of snows in Wyoming. It comes down there. And I'll never forget getting in that fucking car and flying down the I-70 or wherever the fuck I was. And at one point, I couldn't see because there was so much snow, and I pulled over. And I'll never forget this. I pulled over, but I could see there was a gas station there. And I'm like, maybe I'll go over there and get something to eat and stop. But I go, I need to stop over here because I couldn't fucking see anymore. The snow was coming down at a high rate. And all of a sudden, I smell fucking smoke. Right now, I'm just sitting there. The car is on. I'm just relaxing. I smell fucking smoke. And I'm like, where the fuck is this smoke coming from? It's a brand new car. It's a brand new fucking car. Why should this car be smoking? I swear to God, I get out of the fucking car and I could hear like crumpling paper, like when paper's burning. There was a fire under the fucking hood, guys. And I'm talking about, it reminded me of trains, planes, and automobiles. And it was one of those type of nights, only with heavier fucking snow. My God, guys, I'll never forget looking at the car, and it started burning and burning, and then fire was coming out of the hood and shit. The car was still running. I just happened to go in there and get my fucking bag out of there. I sat there for about 15 minutes like a fucking snowman while that car just burned and burned. And I didn't know if it was going to blow up or not. I go, I'm not going to be here for when it fucking blows. I walked that fucking half a mile to that gas station. I went in there, and guys, I looked over like an hour later, and that car was on fire, and fucking fire trucks were there. I'm like, holy shit, how am I going to get home? So I paid one of the guys, and he's like, we're just leaving now. We'll pick you up. What happened to your car? I go, you'll see when you get me at the gas station. And that was the end of that. I guess I had to quit that fucking job. There was no chance of coming back. I just called Jim on Monday and go, your car's in Wyoming. Get it towed. What happened to it? It lit up on fire. I don't know what happened. He called me a few days later. He wasn't mad at me. It was like the timing chain or some shit that happened. Yeah, so. But that's where we're at today, cocksuckers. It's Thanksgiving week. And I don't want to take up all your time. You know, I don't do a fucking hour no more. If I got 40 minutes to talk, I talk for 40 minutes. If I got 20 minutes, I talk for 20 minutes. If we got 2 hours, we'll talk for fucking 2 hours. I like these Monday short ones just to give you the train of thought of what I'm thinking about. You get it, and you fucking move on with your fucking life. The key word today is not to quit dick, guys. It's not good for you. It creates bad fucking habits, and he'll follow you. Listen, I quit at 16, and it followed me to fucking 28. 28 was when I quit doing fucking, when I quit quitting things that were good for me. Don't quit. Don't ever quit anything. Stick with it, you know. Stick with it. Just stick with it. Guys, I fucking struggled a lot with comedy, guys, and my feelings were hurt a lot along the way. And there was many a days where I was like, I'm going to get a fucking day job. But then I would go, if I quit, that's going to put me back on the level I was 10 years ago. That's going to put me back on a different level. I'm going to keep doing this, whether it's success, whether it's TV, or whether it's just having a job the next 30 years. That was my fucking goal. And that's how you have to look at it. I didn't look at it for success. I didn't look at it. Did you see Dave Grohl on the Hollywood fucking thing playing with the guy from the Commodores? Dave Grohl has to stay home. He's got to start staying home. Start staying home, cocksucker.